Greetings survivors and friends, SHADOWFRAX here with everything new in the world of Rust, and as September's Airborne patch is now officially Airborne, it's time to have a lightning crash course in everything that was included and a quick look at what's next, so buckle up and hold on to something solid. First, there's a new player attack chopper for 2, pilot and gunner, available for 2250 scrap at Airwolf. It has 850 HP, holds 500 low grade in the rather larger looking tanks, and is bigger overall than a mini, making storage slightly more challenging. It has lights, a turret which can be loaded with a weapon of your choice, including a trumpet, and pods on the side which can hold HV and incendiary rockets. And flares, more on those shortly. The gunner can access the screen in the front with E to fire the turret with left mouse button, and rockets with right mouse button, with the diamond reticle showing exactly where they'll hit. The pilot can also fire rockets with left mouse button, although without the luxury of a diamond reticle, and if flares have been inserted in the pods, he can fire those with right mouse button, which are to deter this. The countermeasure, also in this month's patch, is a homing missile launcher, values shown here for both launcher and its dedicated ammo, both workbench level 2 items and found here on the tech tree. It has quite a range but requires line of sight, and a lock needs to be maintained to hit a target. It only works on helis too, not parachutes or balloons. The countermeasure to the countermeasure is, as mentioned, flares, which will throw a rocket off course. Helis will get a warning sound in the cockpit when being targeted, and handheld flares can also be thrown over the side of minis and scrap transports for the same effect. Also, even though it's technically possible to destroy an NPC patrol heli with 4 homing missiles, they now have infinite flares themselves, which they've learned how to use if targeted. So it's not a surefire way of destroying them, in case you were getting excited. Parachutes are another new item, tier 2 workbench to craft, final much more sensible costs shown here, although everything is always subject to change, of course. They go in a new backpack slot, can be worn on top of hazes, and lockers now have extra room for them too. Simply press space whilst falling with one equipped, and as long as you have enough space around and under you, it'll open up and can be steered as desired. You can hold a weapon with one open, which removes the ability to steer, however, and they will be targeted by SAM sights and turrets, just so you know. They can be shot down with enough direct hits, and as they lose health, they fall faster and become harder to steer. You'll also dismount them if you hit something like a pylon, etc., but however your descent ends, the parachute will fall off in front of you and takes 8 seconds to repack and pick up. Hot air balloons had some changes. They use less fuel, will decay a lot faster if they get stuck on something, which shouldn't happen as frequently now. Still spawn in the wild, but can also be bought at Airwolf for 150 scrap, and there's a new hot air balloon armor set which can be bought and equipped to increase their health and provide a lot more cover. And no, sorry, you can't put a lock on the door. Shame, I was looking forward to some new I lived in a hot air balloon for a week videos, which will probably still happen. To go with all this, global networked bases are here. The view distance on bases has been increased to 1500 meters. The new rendering system for this is so much more efficient than Unity's own that it can do all this without a drop in performance apparently, and this opens up the way to jamming even more stuff in the game. I mean, improving performance even more in the future. But if you like, you can adjust the render distance on bases with a slider in the options menu. On the ground, weapon racks are here, and yes, they are a store item. 8 quid gets you 4 varieties with some fun functionality such as lighting and the ability to change ammo on the racks. Shame, I was hoping they'd be free, but that's the cost of living in style for you, I guess. Wall-mounted are a level 1 workbench item, and floor ones don't need a workbench to craft. Other improvements this month include a refresh to the pump jack and quarry models, a fix and improvement to furnace skin glows, which were a bit broken, the ability to stack fluid switches and pumps, a change to the UI to better communicate when a blueprint can't be learnt, and a fix to the colliders under tier 2 workbenches to allow space for wood boxes again. If you got to the edge of the world, up to now, you'd just be killed along with any vehicle you were in, and there was no way to know when you were close to the edge until it was too late. You could say it was your own stupid fault, and you'd be right. However, now the edge of the world will simply repel you and stop you going any further, and to boot, if a boat is left unattended for over 2 hours, it will slowly drift back to shore. For server owners who wish to disable the drift though, there's this convar. You're welcome. Windows 8.1 support is being discontinued from October the 28th. This is a Microsoft thing, so if you're still running it, then it might be time to upgrade to a higher version, like Windows 95 or something. Full write-up is on the blog, or just pause here. There are some more Twitch drops on the go up until the 14th, round 24 apparently now, and here they all are. Plus, on the dev blog this month, there's a handy insight into the stats behind your playstyles, because the team are always watching you. This should be a regular thing that they'll be sharing with us, and even though it only includes official servers, in the last 30 days you chaps collected 2.3 billion VUD. Give yourself a shiny. 2 works in progress as we must look ahead now, and things being worked on currently include linking up the above and below ground networks, a redesign to the compound, a tutorial island to break players in gently, the Nexus system, and lots of other stuff such as new building skins, etc., which I will try to bring you more on when I get it. You're up to date, I guess. Let me know your thoughts on this month's patch and leave a like and sub below. You can watch me play stuff on Twitch, follow me on a few socials to get updates on my content, and support me if you wish through YouTube memberships, super thanks, and Patreon. Links are all below. I shall catch you all soon, but in the meantime, keep calm and stay rusty. Cheerio. Jamming even more stuff in the game. I mean, improving performance even more.